What if I told you I got the top grade without pulling a single all-nighter? I hear you asking, how is that even possible? Well, fasten your seatbelts, because I'm explaining how. I'm Minem and I started my A-levels in 2025. I got 3 A-stars from pure maths, chemistry and biology, and I thought it could be a great idea to share my experience with you and try to enlighten your pathway with my studying and self-care essentials. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's go. If you're just about to start your A-levels, make sure to choose 3 subjects that are completely related to your degree that you want to study in the college. Don't waste your time with a 4th one unless you really love it and you're sure you can do it without stressing out too much. And if after a few months you start to feel like a subject doesn't fit and started to drain your energy, just drop it already because it doesn't worth the effort and the time you spend on it. It's better to do 3 subjects well than to drag 4 and end up struggling. I've seen people hold on to an extra subject just because they did not want to give up. But honestly, the universities just care about your top 3 subjects, so don't be afraid to adjust your subjects and think long term. Also, don't fall into the trap of easy A-levels will boost my grades, because each A-level is hard in its own way, and it's better to be consistent and passionate rather than you drag yourself through 2 years of misery. Alright, second thing is consistency. Believe me, it's one of the best game changers. You don't have to sit and study for like 10 hours. Believe me, that's a burnout waiting to happen. Even just 30 minutes a day can make a huge difference. For me, sometimes I barely managed an hour, but that was totally okay. That's totally okay with you, because what matters is we show up every other day. Make sure to set tiny goals. It could be weekly or daily, one concept, one problem set, one subject only. It's up to you. It doesn't have to be perfect, just keep the habit going and it snowballs over time. Next up, please stop memorizing. Seriously, I know it feels safe to just reread the notes 100 times, but real studying is about understanding and recalling the facts. Sad but true. When you feel like you're stuck, just choose the main aspect of the chapter and search it like there's no tomorrow. You can use Google ChatGPT, Google Scholar, it doesn't matter. Over time, when you get to acknowledge the logic of the topics, it just settles in better, and it will give you the ability to explain the topic at a broader level once you learn about the logic 100%. Just believe me. While doing that, especially for biology, you can benefit from a concept map, or you can prepare one. You can keep it as complex as possible. Over time, it makes it easier to recall the ideas during an exam because you link them together and learn them like that. Don't be afraid to push beyond the limits by means of specification, because extra information would hurt, but make sure you don't burn out. Speaking of concept maps, I have my 4 favorite techniques coming for you. I've searched many techniques and tried them all, so you don't have to. So the 4 are active recalling, interleaving, penguin technique, and spaced repetition. Let's bring the whiteboard. Basically, you take a concept and explain it in the simplest words possible. Instead of rereading the notes, you close the book and test yourself from memory, where you review the same topic at increasing intervals so it sticks long term. Mix different subjects or problem types in one session. Okay, next. You should make studying something you want to do, something that your brain doesn't feel tortured doing. I say romanticize it a little at hide the desk. Small candles and plants or classical music, soft lighting, they mean a lot. Even tiny changes matter. A messy desk may make your brain feel quite chaotic, so just spend 5 to 10 minutes before you start studying. Suddenly the space feels calmer and your brain kind of relaxes too. Studying doesn't feel like a chore when the environment just feels nice. If you're comfortable, you can try studying in different settings too. It could be your kitchen, your living room, or you can set up a table in your garden, or even you can take a walk while listening to a podcast or just having your own debate in your head. Because over time, our brains get used to the study environment like your room and your normal desk, and it's quite great to have something unfamiliar that's just motivates you a lot, and it definitely makes a difference. If you like socializing or you're just an extrovert person, don't be afraid to study with others. It could be face to face. You can go out with one of your friends to a cafe to study a few hours, just grab your coffee and go, or it could be online too. You can join lots of Reddit and Discord groups. Especially in the Discord groups that I've joined, the environment is quite warm and friendly because there are so many people and even old graduates that are always ready to help you. There are a handful of notes that you can read freely that are written by teachers or students published officially, particularly when it's just a few days left to your exam. Chats get quite active and the students talk endlessly, and I'm sure you will find the answer to all of your questions there. Now I have the resources that I've used during my preparation. I will list them by subject. Quick note, picking the right ones, like the right sources, saves so much time. I just stuck to a few books and websites that I found quite useful. Overloading your brain and overall yourself just stresses you out. For biology, I've used CGP's Edexcel ASA2 biology book. I quite like the way that the book explains the topic and the diagrams are just awesome, but unfortunately the content lacks some of the points on the official published specification, so you have to make sure that you fill in the gaps with another source. For that I've used Say My Exams. It has quite detailed notes that I think you will also find useful. Just make sure to print out your specification and tick as you learn each topic, so you know that you are fully covered. For biology, I've used the podcast too. You can find it in the description. For chemistry, I've used the official Pearson Edexcel's student books. The information is quite detailed. It even gets some kind of overwhelming at some point. Compared to biology, chemistry has much more memorizable stuff. So my teacher made me prepare a fantasy paper after learning every chapter that contains all the stuff that should be memorized. So the paper is handy when you are solving the past papers for the first time or doing your homework. You can just have a piece of paper instead of the whole book. The paper makes sure that the memorizable stuff are all together. Per chapter, you have to limit yourself with one paper only. You can use both back and front pages, but of course the space won't be enough to write everything on there. This makes you acknowledge which concept is more important than the other, so you can start learning from there. For math, all I can say is do your past paper. For me, I've solved all the papers at least twice from 2018 to now. Of course, solve papers at set intervals, like it could be 3 to 4 months. This way, you can test yourself if you really understood the pathway. While studying maths, you can also use many YouTube channels. There are awesome math teachers out there, but it's definitely my advice to try doing the paper on your own first, then check it with the teacher. Doing the paper with the video has more disadvantages than the advantages. Just believe me, you will understand better when you try it on your own first. Speaking of past papers, of course, it's not only valid for maths. You have to solve many papers for each A-level subject. At this point, you have to know how to reflect, like where you were stuck, why did you score bad on the test, and how can you make it better. After you're done underlining all these facts, you have to go and learn all of the chapters that you're feeling unsure about. Finding out your own mistakes and figuring out how to improve your skills is going to benefit you more than anything. Self-care isn't extra. It's definitely an essential. Like your skin, your hair, vitamins, and even small things like hydration matter a lot. I kept a short morning routine, just skincare, vitamins, tidying your desk, and jump right to studying. Feeling it physically make it much easier to focus. Your brain literally works better when your body feels cared for. Let's get to the last but most important point. Like, in case no one asked you today, how are you? How are you doing? You have to realize that we are all humans, and it's the most normal thing to feel burnout after you study a lot, because I see some of you may study in your own lifestyle. I had days that I felt unmotivated, overwhelmed, or just drained a lot and kept bed rotting all day long. And that's definitely okay. That's definitely okay if you are going through the same thing. It doesn't mean that you are failing. The key is self-awareness. Just notice it, take a break, do something you truly enjoy, then get back to it without feeling guilty. Reflection makes you stay on track without stressing yourself unnecessarily. So here's a hug in case you need it. Aww. That's it from me. I hope some of these tips help you survive A-levels a little bit more smoothly. Remember to stay consistent, kind to yourself, and enjoy the process as much as possible. We have got this.